Frazer family. You know, Psalm 8 tells us, out of the lips of children, you have ordained praise. And I love that our Frazer kids love to worship the Lord. In fact, recently we took a little trip over into the worship center where Jerrod helped us learn a little bit more about what it means to worship the Lord.
Yeah, they came to learn about the organ and different things within the worship center, the stained glass and all those things. But in that moment, this really sweet, spontaneous moment of worship broke out, and it was a very sweet moment, but it was a very powerful moment for me as the worship leader here at Frazer to be led in worship by our children. And I just believe there's a movement of worship raising up within our children here. And so I'm very excited that on November 17th, which is a Wednesday night at 6 p.m., right here in Wesley Hall, our children are going to be leading us in a night of worship. This is going to be a church-wide event. We're going to have children leading as a choir that night with our student worship band who leads our student services on Wednesday nights. They'll be playing the music for the children that night. And so this is going to be a really exciting time for us to come together and be led by our children.
Yes, yes. And I love it when our kids worship. They worship with the purest praise. And they're so excited about this because they love to be a part of worship and see Jerrod and Jordan as they lead in worship, but to know that they're going to get to help be the ones leading the worship, and their church family right along with them. They're thrilled to death. So we're so excited. And I know, Jerrod, there's some of our families that can't come on Wednesday nights for different reasons, but I'd like to encourage folks to come. Pastor Chris is doing such a great job with our workshop Wednesdays, and Kelly Slover with our small groups, but our children are learning on Wednesday nights how to worship the Lord and what it looks like, whether it's raising their hands or worshiping reverently, quietly. It's beautiful. And so we want to invite folks to come if they can on Wednesday nights.
Yeah, so if you have kids, bring them Wednesday night, encourage them to be here. But also, if you don't have kids, if you just come to Frazer, we want to encourage you, and not only encourage you, but maybe even challenge you to really mark your calendars to be here that night. I believe that the Lord is going to bless our church richly that night through our children. But I also believe that we, as the older generations, have a great opportunity to really bless our children that night as they get to step into a calling of being worship leaders, being church leaders. I don't believe that our children are the church of the future. I believe that they're the church of right now. Amen. And so we have an opportunity to really come and encourage them to be led in worship by them, and for them to be able to see that they have a voice right now as the church. It's going to be a special moment. And so I want to encourage you, whether you have kids or not, be here that night. And just let's come be the multi-generational church that is Frazer that night. And so we'd love to have you November 17th, 6 p.m. here in Wesley Hall. Have a great week.